Hi, my name is Abhishek and I'm a legal intern at Lexis and Company. So today's my topic is Vishaka versus the State of Rajasthan, a landmark case of sexual harassment 1997. So in this case, the Vishaka and others versus State of Rajasthan focus on the enforcement of the fundamental rights of women at the workplace under the provisions of the Article 14, 15, 19 and 21 of the Constitution of India, and it also raised the issue of the need of the protection for women at the workplace from sexual harassment. With increase of awareness on gender justice, there should also be an increase in the effort to guard such violations. The current incident reveals the hazards and harassment to which the working woman may be exposed with depravity and to which the sexual harassment can degenerate. So, so earlier with the concept of women empowerment in country like India, women were given the position of goddess Lakshmi, Durga and Parvati. But today the situation is not the same. In today's era, the women who are now self-dependent in hold very good position faces harassment, inequality, discrimination, and blackness at the workplace. So it can be seen that the women's safety and security is the most essential for the entire country, but this could not happen. The Indian scenario completely shattered after the dark incident and which took place in the year 1982, which is popularly known as the Vishaka case. So after the Vishaka case, the Supreme Court gave the Vishaka guideline to curb sexual harassment of women at workplace. So let us talk about the brief facts of this case. A social worker lady named Bhanwari Devi is engaged in a program to stop the child marriage which is being initiated by the state government of Rajasthan. So a Gujjar family tried to follow the child marriage, but as a part of her work she tried to stop the marriage and was successful, even though after one of the member of the Gujarat family tried to took revenge from Banwari Devi by gang raping her with his five other men, and that too in front of her husband. When she tried to lodge an FIR against the accused, the policeman refused to file the case by providing further excuses. She was also exposed to social punishment and boycott. When she succeeded in filing a case against the accused, then they were treated with the cruelty that they deserved. So Bhanwari Devi with her and other female workers filed writ petition in the Supreme Court, which has been successfully preceded in the Supreme Court and now which is known as the Vishaka guideline. So let us talk about the issues in the case. The first issue is there violation of rights of gender equality, inequality? Second one is it the responsibility of the employer if the sexual harassment is done to or by the employee? Third one is Supreme Court with regard to the Vishaka case has inspected the problems on the gender equality, outraging the modesty of women, discrimination and sexual harassment at workplace, and also the rape being a societal issue of the substantial intensity being violence against women. So in this case, the judgment of the case is such that the Chief Justice J.S. Verma conveyed the judgment of the Vishaka case as a representative of the Justice Sujata Manohar and Justice B.N. Kripal on the account of the writ petition which was filed by Vishak as the victim of the case. So it was held that under the Article 14, 19 and 21 of the Indian Constitution, the fundamental rights of working women are being violated. The sexual harassment violates the fundamental rights of the woman for the gender equality, which is being confined under the Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. So the right to live with dignity is being violated under Article 21 of the Constitution of India. So the Supreme Court held that the women have fundamental right towards the freedom of sexual harassment at the workplace. And it also put forward the Vishaka guidelines for the female employees to follow them and avoid the sexual harassment for the women at the workplace. And the major objective of the Supreme Court is to ensure that the gender equality among the people in workplace, and also there should be no discrimination against women. So for this purpose, in the Vishaka Guidelines 1997, the word harassment includes such unwelcome, actually determined behavior, whether they are applied directly or by the implications, and such as physical contact and advances, demand or request for sexual favor or sexually remarks on body, and any other unwelcome physical, verbal, or non-verbal conduct of sexual nature. So let us come to the conclusion. So I think equality and liberty, these two constitutional principles, have been upheld by the Honorable Supreme Court of India in the Vishaka judgment. This case has inspired many women to raise the voice against the sufferings and harassment at the workplace that they were silently subjected to until the year 1997. So this case was ignited the need for appropriate legislation to safeguard the woman against the sexual harassment, and there is a need for guideline in act which can safeguard the woman on the working place, and it should not be so hard for women to achieve the same freedom and equal opportunities that a man gets. So that's it. Thank you.